If you want to listen to this in a still position, you can take your time arriving there. You can maybe do some neck rolls or some torso twists, some side body bends, some cat-cows, just some fluid movements with your spine, your shoulders, your neck, your hips, and just starting to tune into your body today and showing up for yourself how you are today. Not holding yourself to any previous day's expectations, and just becoming curious about how your spine is feeling today, how your shoulders are feeling. Maybe you slept a little bit in a weird position and feeling a bit off in some area. So just noticing that, seeing what movements you can add in to provide some sort of relief or some sort of acknowledgement of these spaces, stretching into the back, stretching into the chest. And then no rush whatsoever. You can stay moving as long as you need to move. But whenever you feel ready, you can come to a still position with a straight spine. If you are in a space where you feel safe to do so, at any point, you can allow your eyes to gently close if they aren't already. And just marking your arrival to this practice today with a full and intentional cleansing breath. Welcoming the air into the body, letting yourself fill up. Holding that breath for just a moment at the top to just experience that fullness. And as you need to, slowly letting it go. Exhaling bit by bit. And just pulling the navel into the spine at the bottom of the exhale to just truly empty yourself. And pause to just feel that emptiness. Allowing your next breath to come as it's needed. And you can breathe just like this for a few more rounds, just exaggerating the 4 parts of your breath. Your inhale, the pause at the top of the inhale, the exhale, and the pause at the bottom of the exhale. And whenever you need to, just letting go of this guidance over your breath altogether. And stepping into that role of the witness or the observer. And just witnessing your body breathing itself. Letting go of all control of the rhythm of your breath, and just letting your breath be like waves rolling on the shore. Not trying to change the rhythm that the waves crash down, but just watching them as they come and go. And just starting to notice the posture that your body is in. Noticing the shape that your spine is in this position that you've chosen. And just noticing the relationship between the shoulders and the hips, between the head and the heart. And then just, if you're sitting upright, imagining that the crown of your head is just being drawn by a magnetic force toward the ceiling or the sky. And just feeling the body start to lengthen. And if you're laying down, just feeling the crown of your head and the soles of your feet being magnetically repelled from each other and reaching away from each other. And sitting down, also feeling that your sit bones are just being held and drawn toward the earth. So that you feel the two ends of your body reaching in opposite directions, the top and bottom ends of your body. And just feeling that connection, that space in between the back of your throat and the pelvic floor. Feeling that center line of your body. And starting to feel your collarbones, and just notice the shape that your shoulders are in. And just letting your collarbones be as wide as possible, as the corners of your shoulders are reaching in opposite directions. So that you let yourself be as long and as wide as possible. As long and as wide as you are. Just taking up the amount of space that you were built to take up. And as you let yourself rest in this proud posture, letting the muscles soften into this position. Just letting your shoulders be heavy and letting them fall away from the ears. Just allowing for the neck to get a little bit longer, the sides and the back of the neck. And just allowing your jaw to rest and just hang heavy. Letting your tongue soften, the throat, and the lips, the whole mouth area. Just letting your mouth be soft. Remembering that there is no need for you to hold any shape with your mouth. And you can trust your anatomy in that every muscle will be held exactly where it needs to be without any of your extra tension. And just letting the softness in the mouth naturally soften the whole jawline and the ears. And letting it naturally soften the cheeks, the nostrils. The lower eyelid and the upper eyelids. The inner and outer corners of both eyes. The eyeballs themselves. Just letting them rest in their sockets. The eyebrows and the forehead. And letting the sense of release just erase any expression that might have been resting on the face. Letting this softness release the hairline and the scalp, so that your entire head is just resting. And as you let the crown of your head just be drawn up slightly, letting your head feel light at the same time. And as you scan your body downward, just letting the same sense of release and softness trickle down through all the muscles in the arms, in the torso, in the hips and the legs. And just fully softening the hands and the fingers, the feet and the toes. And just starting to bring your awareness into your ears. And just gradually letting your awareness funnel until all of it comes to focus on both ears. Maybe seeing this unique shape of your ears in your mind's eye. Maybe feeling any sensations in the ears. Just becoming curious about your ears. The parts of your body that are allowing you to hear the words that I am saying. And hear all the different sounds that exist around you. And just starting to listen intently to your surroundings. And even when you come across sounds that you might first label as annoying or distracting, just noticing that tendency, noticing that first label you placed on the sound, and then just practicing hearing the sounds for what they are and letting every sound that you hear just be another reminder of this moment. As you remember that all the sounds that you hear can only exist in this moment. And hearing every sound and its relationship to the other sounds. So kind of like the symphony of your universe. As you remember that you are the only one who is hearing exactly what it is that you are hearing right now. The unique shape of your ears, your inner ears, and how it connects to your brain and your body, the exact space that you are in, the exact point you are in space, where your focus is heavier on, even if there's someone else in the room with you with a different focus, they could be hearing something entirely different from you. So just remembering this superpower that you have, that is your sense of listening, your sense of sound. This is entirely unique to you. And hearing all the different layers of sounds. Noticing the thing that's furthest away from you that you can tune into. Getting that mental map of your surroundings just by sound, just by listening. And the sounds that are closest to you. Even if you're in a very quiet space, just the humming of the lights or the refrigerator or anything, any low humming sound, and just noticing all the sounds that exist even within silence. And so you start to just let your awareness dance through the different layers of sounds, just starting to intentionally shrink your awareness, your listening, to come closer and closer to your body. And just listening to this space that directly surrounds your body, about a foot on every side of you. And there might not seem to be any sounds that exist here, but just listening to that silence anyway. And letting your awareness sink closer and closer to your body. As you start to shift this listening inward. And now listening to all the sounds that exist within you. The sound of your breath gently coming and leaving your body. The sound of your own heartbeat. Maybe the sound of your digestion. Any sounds at all that are coming from within you. And just remembering this true uniqueness that is your body, your perception. And if you begin to listen to the sounds around you as well as within you, just listening to your personal symphony, your unique sense of sound, the music of your body and your environment. And just remembering the miracle it is that you can hear anything at all. And just taking some time to truly and deeply appreciate this gift that not everyone has. And as you're listening, just noticing any expressions that might have crept back to the face, any tension that might have crept back to the shoulders, the stomach, the hips. And just once again, allowing your body and your face to all soften. Staying in that role of the witness and the observer. Noticing any tendencies that come up to try to change what it is that you are witnessing, or any judgments about what you are witnessing. And just letting yourself stay in this observant state for just a little bit longer. And remembering that sometimes when we focus so hard on wanting to change the things around us, it feels impossible to change anything, and we feel stuck. And that is because we can't change what we don't acknowledge. We have to first acknowledge reality and where we are starting, how we are feeling, what our perception truly is, how we feel about our surroundings, about our body, and just first noticing what actually is, what is true in your reality. And this is the most powerful place to be. Because from this place of true witnessing, of true seeing clearly yourself and your surroundings, that gives you the power to make changes where you see fit, or to take small steps to get you closer to where you'd like to be. So just allow yourself to continue to listen to yourself, to your body, to your surroundings, as you continue to soften into the space that you're in. I'm just listening to the words that I will say. I'm going to be reading from Inward by Yung Pueblo. And you can just allow whatever resonates to soak into you, and just not worrying about the rest. I do not wish to change the past. It made me who I am today. I only want to learn from it and live in a new way. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means we stop carrying the energy of the past into the present. Healing begins with acceptance and culminates in letting go. When a great misery occurs, it remains with us for as long as we hold on to it. Attachments form because of the energy we use to keep what happened, or the image of what we want to happen, locked away within our mind and body. This is the cause of tension in our being. When we hold on to these attachments, they travel with us as a burden, from our past to our present and into our future. They can even be passed on to our descendants long after we are gone. The miracle of healing ourselves is so powerful because in the movement of accepting and letting go, we relinquish the energy of burden, not only in our present, but in our past and future as well. Imagine the timeline of your life. Now imagine the burdens that you carry as an extra line layered on top. As we let go of our miseries, this extra layer becomes thinner and thinner. It will not change what happened, but the extra energy we carried because of these occurrences will no longer weigh down the timeline of our life. What happened, happened, but now these moments are no longer attachments of pain and sorrow. Now they are experiences we learn from, lessons that bring us into the present of greater freedom, happiness, and wisdom. When you grow rapidly and experience such deep insights that you can no longer look at yourself or the world in the same way, be kind. Allow yourself the time and space to settle into the new you. A body is a field of moving energy and a system of information. As life continues its fluctuations, we tend to gather attachments, burdens, and sorrows. We hold them so tightly that they become embedded in the body, causing blockages and disruptions in the flow of our system, which can limit access to the best possible version of ourselves. This sometimes manifests as ailments or disease, as well as a lack of belief in our own power and a lack of understanding of the universe. When we use purifying healing techniques, the body begins releasing these knots of attachment, allowing our field of energy to return to balance and move more freely and powerfully. This causes changes in our body, not just physical changes, such as the healing of disease or ailments, but immaterial and internal changes as well, such as believing in oneself more, the growth of love, and the aspiration to grow into wisdom. Really, there is no separation between the mind and the body. They move together as one under the leadership of our mental contents. I am not fully healed. I am not fully wise. I am still on my way. What matters is that I am moving forward. Forcing ourselves to be happy is not genuine or useful. Being honest about what we feel while remaining calm and aware is the real work. Reminder: a sign of growth is being okay with not being okay. There is an important difference between dwelling in misery and understanding that the path of healing. There is an important difference between dwelling in misery and understanding that on the path of healing, things will come up that sometimes cause us to feel the old emotions and patterns that we are working on letting go. There is great power in honoring the reality of our current emotions, not feeding them or making them worse, but simply recognizing that this is what has arisen in the present moment and that this will also change. When we create this space within ourselves, a space of calmness that is undisturbed by the storm tends to pass more quickly. Practicing such profound honesty within ourselves helps in all facets of internal and external life. There is no real freedom without honesty. And without honesty, there can be no peace of mind. Healing ourselves isn't about constantly feeling bliss. Being attached to bliss is a bondage of its own. Trying to force ourselves to be happy is counterproductive, because it suppresses the sometimes tough reality of the moment, pushing it back within the depths of our being, instead of allowing it to arise and release. Healing ourselves is the personal movement we embark on to let go of all the conditioning that limits our freedom. In this journey, there will undoubtedly be moments of bliss and difficulty. Real happiness and wisdom grow from the reality we experience, not from the fleeting moments of bliss that we feel. Who I am is always changing, not because I am being fake, but because I am always open to growth and transformation. So just take the next few moments to allow all of those words to settle deeply within you. And just allowing anything you heard today that has resonated with you, that has strung a chord with you, just allowing those truths to be enhanced within you, so you feel just a bit more confidence to act on them more frequently. And trust yourself a little bit deeper. Just taking this moment to listen closely to your heartbeat. And just listen to that unique rhythm that is that steady beat in the background of your entire life. And just remembering this pure gift that is always beating inside of you. And if it feels like something you'd like to do today, you can let your hands find each other in a prayer position at heart center, with the palms and fingers making contact with one another. Just letting your thumbs press toward your heart as you lift your heart toward your thumbs. And just feeling that beating of your heart and the beating of your hands into each other. And as you take one final deep breath into the body, just letting yourself fill up fully to every corner and edge of you. And as you exhale, just allowing yourself to let go of anything that no longer serves you as you let your head gently bow. And just bowing to the source of energy that is allowing your heart to beat, whatever you believe that to be. Bowing to the constant source of guidance and inspiration all around you, whatever that means to you. Bowing to everyone in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights, and may you bring the same love and understanding to everything that you do and everyone that you see.